Hello everybody, here a new video from Renee, and the reason I'm making this video is because Lee from Noise Spectrum asked me to show my Zarpa collection. Zarpa is a band from Spain. Actually they were formed already in the mid 70s, late 70s, and the first album they released was Los Cuatro Jinetes del Apocalipsis in 1978 already. It's amazing, I think, because that makes them one of the first ever heavy rock bands, in Spain. And they were only like 1.5 hours away from me. They are in Valencia, so it's not so far away from here. By car, just 1.5 hours. Okay, I didn't really prepare this video so well. I've also been at the archives here, because I don't own everything that Zarpa released. I don't. I like Zarpa a lot, but I'm not a super fanatic. For example, I own everything that other Spanish metal bands did. But Zarpa, I like them very much. I like everything I own very much too. But they're not my favorite bands in any means, But I'm going to show the first album I own by them, from the discography. And this is their second album, Ángeles o Demonios. And this is from 1983, and this is original pressing. It's very, very rare nowadays. Take out of the plastic maybe a little bit. I think I never took it out of the plastic. I bought this in the early 90s, and I never took it out of the plastic. That's why it's a little bit stuck, of course. It's very old. See? You can see it there like this. Some photos of the band playing live. Always love this cover. It looks very nice. See? And this came out on a very tiny label. A very, very small record label. See? It's very rare. Okay. Then the next album they released was Herederos de un Imperio. And that's from 1984. And also it came out on vinyl. Again, very rare. But I had this on a re-release, limited to 500 copies. It came out a couple of years ago on Leyenda Records. And they were a little bit heavier on this album, But still, of course, heavy rock, heavy metal. Okay, after that they released a 7-inch single, and then they split up. But they came back under a different name, at least a couple of band members, like Rafa Gattiba, the guitar player, and Victor Saez. They went on under the name of Sable. And this is a 7-inch single that came out in 1986. Of course, an original pressing on a very tiny label, local label, from Valencia. You see? And they went on with a similar style. You see, also they had some keyboards on this one. And they released this mini LP. See, again on a tiny label, again hard to find nowadays. Símbolos de Rebelión, Sable, Sable would be in English. Again, see, on like very, very small label. See. Okay, then let me see what they released. They came back. In 1999 actually they came back and they released a couple of records. But the first album I bought again by them. Okay, sorry, I also have Ángeles y Demonios on CD. I even didn't realize that. Again on Leyenda's Records. Re-release. Limited to 500 copies. Anyway, they came back. And the first one I really bought by them was Infierno from 2004. And also in this time I listened to them quite a lot, and I saw them live a couple of times too. They start playing live very much in the 2000, 2004, 2005. Around this area they start playing live. See? And they released after this one of my favorite Zarpa records, El Junque contra el Martillo, this one here. And this came out in 2007. And after that they released Iberia in 2009. And this comes with a DVD. And this is And this came out actually on a German label, Cartago Records. So this is easier to find everywhere around. And this is the last thing I bought. And I can see on Metal Archives, you know, they released a lot more records after this. But I stopped following them. I don't know why. I saw them live. I bought this stuff when it came out. But then later, I just lost track on them. You know, there's so many bands to follow. And it's not, you can't follow everything 100%. Some bands, you know, you like what you have, but you don't need more of it. You don't need more of the same style. You're happy with it, and that's it. That's what happened with me with Zarpa. Lee, Noise Spectrum. I hope so you like this video. I will put a link to Noise Spectrum in this video, underneath the video. You can check it. And check Zarpa. Check them out. The Spanish people already know them. Todos los españoles ya conoceréis Zarpa. Por eso este vídeo va más dedicado a los ingleses que no conocen, o los que hablan inglés, que no conocen a Zarpa. Okay, it's more dedicated to the English people, or English speaking people, because maybe they don't know Zarpa. Good band. Okay, stay heavy everybody.